Hi, my name is Nathan, and welcome to the Daily Word. On today's episode of the Daily Word, we'll be in Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Let's read the scripture together on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will.
The daily word for today is the word conform. Let's say that word together. Conform. So what does that word conform mean? When you say the word conform, it means that you take on the appearance or you take on the qualities of something else. You change and become like something else. So you are transforming when you conform. You're changing. But to conform to something else means that you are changing the way you are and becoming like something else. So when you hear the word conform, usually you're hearing that with people. Someone will conform with a group. So maybe one person likes to wear shorts and the group likes to wear pants. If that one person conforms to that group, they will no longer wear shorts, they'll wear pants. So people conform all of the time. When you grow up, there's a lot of peer pressure. There's a lot of pressure to conform to a certain group and those characteristics in that group. We see that all the time in society, where you are conforming to something or you're conforming to a specific group or organization. When you go to a job, you conform to the dress code of that workplace. If the dress code is suits and you like to wear shorts and t-shirts, if you get that job, you need to conform and you need to change into the appearance that's acceptable at that job. Now, conforming can be a positive thing, but usually when you hear conform, it can have a negative connotation. It means that you are abandoning the way you are to become like something else. So you see that growing up all the time. One person will have one view, but the big group of 10 or 20 people has a different view. If that person conforms to the bigger group, they're abandoning or leaving behind their view to be like the view of the group. So conforming, again, you're transforming, but you're taking on the appearance or the qualities of something else. So let's take that understanding of conform and put it back into the scripture in Romans. What Paul is saying in this scripture, in these verses, is he's saying, do not conform to the world. Now what that means is he's saying, when you look at the world and everyone is chasing after success, they're chasing after more money, they're chasing after more vacations, they're chasing after being more popular, going onto Facebook and having more likes, having more views, having more friends, whatever it is, the things that people chase in this world. Paul is saying, don't conform to this world. He's saying, look at the world and the things that people desire in this world, the things that we are hungry for at our heart level, things that we think will bring us joy and happiness. And Paul is saying, don't conform to the world. Now, it's important when we talk about that issue of not conforming to the world that we understand that it's not rejecting the world or rejecting the people in the world. As a Christian, we're put here in the place that we're at, in our community, our neighborhood, to love the people there and to show them Jesus, to show them the gospel of Jesus. But in the same way, we are in that community, but we don't become like that community. We don't abandon the things we hold true in our hearts. We can participate with that community. We can share common interests. But Paul's saying, don't conform. Don't totally lose your identity because you want to take on the identity of something else. Stay true to what it means to be a Christian. Stay true to have Jesus be the king in your life. But because of that, let his love shine into that community. Serve them. Serve them self-sacrificially like Jesus. Humble yourself like Jesus. Love them like Jesus, but don't conform. Don't change who you are just because more people are doing something a different way. So at a base level, it's such a basic lesson for people. Don't lose your identity. Don't become something you're not. But Paul is saying something much deeper. He's saying there is a hope and a promise in Jesus that is worth so much more than the things we chase in this world. So don't waste your time. Don't exhaust yourself like the world does, trying to find these things that will never bring true happiness. Don't conform to the world, but cling to Jesus. Look to Jesus as your hope, as your prized possession. Well, that does it for today's episode of The Daily Word. If you liked this video, if it was helpful, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. But more importantly, try to use this word in your daily life. What are some ways you see people conforming? What are some ways maybe you have conformed in the past or right now are being asked to conform? But go deeper than that and think about the way that this world does things. And then look to Jesus. If you haven't looked at the promises of Jesus, go into the Bible and look at what Jesus says. Go to the source and see how it is so different than what we see in this world. See how there is an abundance of joy and peace that does not chase after money or is not reserved for the rich, but to all people. My name is Nathan, and this was your Daily Word. See you next time.